Hello guys, you're welcome back to my space. So today I'm going to be creating this skirt for my daughter and myself with just my thread and my needle. Oh yes, and what noting, I am not a tailor. So first I have my polyester material. I'm just going to measure my waistband. I first of all measure the elastic band I'm going to be using is like 2 centimeters. So I measure my waistband into, I measure a width of 5 centimeters, and then I double the circumference of my waist. That's what I did. I doubled the circumference of my waist and just cut. I'm doing for both my daughter and I. See that the two. So I'm going to fold the waistband there inside. Sew both ends. I'm using my pins to pin them down, and I'm going to sew both ends on the polyester. After which I'm going to start sewing it in the middle now. There it goes. I'm sewing both ends, and then I'm just going to start sewing now in the middle there. I'm making sure that I'm not sewing on top of the elastic band, but I'm sewing just after the elastic band, if you understand what I mean. You can see that. So as I'm sewing, I'm pulling it. I'm making sure there are those ripples like the pleats, you understand. So I'm sewing and pulling. My elastic band, I cut my elastic band just a few inches. There it is. I'm done. And then I'm using this organza material. That is what I used for my maternity photo shoot. So I'm using the same fabric now. I've just measured the width, the length that I want it to be for my daughter and the length for myself. So I'm just going to cut them and then I attach them together. There it goes. So I'm going to put all of the fabrics, all the edges together, and then I'm going to tag them. You understand the meaning of tag? Like that's what I'm doing. The tag, you just pass the thread and needle in, out, in, out, in, out. You just tag so that the fabric can move freely on the thread. You want to make sure that the thread you're using is the same, is very long. So after doing that, I measure the length and I make sure that it is the length of my waist and my daughter's waist. I'm going to tag the organza fabric as well. It's going to be used as a lining. And just make sure the length are the same. Then I'm going to put the two together, the organza and the polyester. I'm going to sew them now together. So after sewing them, I'm going to take now my waistband and I'm going to put the edges. You see that? I'm going to make sure I put both edges, the end and the beginning. I don't know, both ends. And then I'm making sure I'm pulling the elastic while sewing. You see what I'm doing? I'm using my finger, I'm pulling it and put in between my fingers so that it's long. And then there I am. After sewing, I'm going to just join the two ends together now. The two ends, the waistband, and you have to make sure that the polyester and all the organza, you're grabbing all of them and just sew them. Sew it in the wrong side. I first of all use my pins to pin them down to make sure I'm getting all of it after sewing it, and then I turned it inside out, and there you go. That's Jasmine and Mommy. Thank you for watching.